If you've got unlimited money, it's easy to lead the good life in Australia. But this sort of lifestyle, always expensive, is getting ever more so.
We'd like to see somewhere around the 8 million mark for this property. If you're buying in American dollars, since it was last sold a decade ago, this property has practically doubled in price.
The underlying wealth factor hasn't really changed. It's always been there. It's just a matter of getting clients to spend it and having the confidence to spend it.
Luckily for real estate agents and sellers of luxury yachts, the super rich are still knocking on their doors. But it's not just the top end of the market that's going up in cost. Right across the board, Australia is becoming ever more expensive. The average price of an Australian home is around $500,000, double the figure for the United States or in Europe. In a supermarket, these three items cost $11, $2.50 for the chocolate bar alone. The furniture store IKEA sells identical items for 70% more on its Australian website than it does on its US one. No wonder Sydney has just been ranked the world's most expensive city outside Japan. Why? Partly most Australians can afford it. Helped by high prices for commodities it exports, Australia's economy is relatively strong. It has a lot to do too with a very strong currency. Just 4 years ago, $20 was worth 31 Australian. Now it won't even buy 20 Australian. That means prices steady in Australian dollars have gone up by more than 50% in US dollar terms. Most prices, though, have risen even in Australian dollars. David Jeffrey receives $350 a week in government disability payments, but renting a cheap apartment can easily eat that up. For him and many others, a $2 lunch at a Western Sydney soup kitchen is a lifeline.
I probably could have afforded to, get by, like a lot easier, like 5 years ago sort of thing. But, like now, it's virtually impossible.
Australia's a great place to be very rich, but an increasingly painful one in which to be poor. Andrew Thomas, Al Jazeera, Sydney.